You're like digging to the music. I can see you there, getting all funky. So we had planned actually to pre-tape something to put on the
Yes,
Patreon
we
channel,
did.
and we're still going to do that. Actually, we're just waiting for my dad to get back. So if you're a Patreon member, we're going to be doing a special kind of Playboy oriented video, which will be it'll be a lot of fun, I think.
He
Uh,
came in, he spoke to us, he said he hasn't seen a good 4K, and then he abandoned me.
but we will get him on here. What we're doing right now, though, there's new announcements from Second Sight, and there was an announcement from AEW. So this is the announcement video. This is where a lot of my videos from now on are going to be like announcement, like streamlined. This is much more of a podcasty video podcast video. We're going to talk about a couple different things. But let's start out with Second Sight. Were you excited about the Second Sight announcement, by the way?
We are really excited. I know I am. I would have been probably even more excited if I hadn't bought one of them from Australia, before the
Nice, right
announcement.
there.
Yeah, but I might end up getting this version. It just looks too good.
Let's go to it. Let's go right to it. Pre-orders and latest releases. We'll go to this one first because we'll get to the next one second. So Chopper is coming out. Eric Bana film. It's probably just before he became famous.
Yeah.
Again,
this is probably his best film.
It is. It's a great film. It is an insane film. His character is utterly insane. It's not, but they've done a lot of stuff with this. So we got like a new 2K graded scan for this one, a brand new audio commentary with Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Joss Nelson. We got 2 more archival commentaries, stand-up comedy and violence. We got a new interview with the director, a new interview with the composer of the film. We got a new interview with the editor. We get some archival stuff. Week with Chopper behind the scenes, deleted scenes with optional director's commentary. We're going to get a rigid slipcase like they always do, a 70-page book, and 6 collector art cards. Is this something that you've already pre-ordered? Do I even know?
Yes, I've already pre-ordered this. I watched a really bad Ripper this years ago, and on a DVD, and it was like awful to watch, but it was just such a gripping film. Like the quality, was awful. And I'm just glad I'm finally going to be able to watch it in Blu-ray with really good quality with extras. Because it's something I've wanted for a long time.
Now, the one that I wanted for a long time, and I have like DVD version. I'm Canadian, so I've got a DVD version of it. If you're here, make sure you like, share, subscribe. It does help with the channel. I want to thank everybody that came in last night for the Jason Bean interview. I've already talked about having them back on with both of us on here, actually, which should be a lot of fun too. And I want to thank Malcolm for coming in and actually helping to lead that whole chat in the chat portion of it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now, with all of that being said, there's a second film or a second, third, and fourth film that was announced. Were you excited about this announcement?
Like I said, I was excited until I realised I bought the Australian thing, but the Australian one probably doesn't have half what this one has, so I might as well just get rid of that and get this one.
Well, here we go. The Ginger
Such
Snaps.
A beautiful set.
It is gorgeous. I love the look of this. I love this here. Look at this. The artwork, the cards.
Gorgeous.
And there's some really nice stuff here. So it's all 3 Ginger Snaps films. They got the first film, the sequel film set at the asylum. We got the prequel as well. Okay, a lot of features here, so we'll go through these pretty quickly. We have a new audio commentary with Mary Beth McAndrews and Terry Mesnard. We have 2 archival audio commentaries. Canadian Uncanny. Is that about me? No. Stacey Abbott on Ginger Snaps. A Blood Red Moon, a brand new interview with the director. We got a brand new interview with the producer, a new interview with storyboard artist. Sadly, not any with the 2 actresses, lead actresses here, but we do have some stuff, a lot of archival stuff. So there'll be a ton of them talking as well. For part 2, we got all archival stuff here, probably from the Canadian release. No, we do. We actually have one new interview with writer Megan Martin on here, and a new interview with director Brett Sullivan. So I did not notice that actually when I first went over this. We got an archival audio commentary, behind the scenes, deleted scenes with director commentary. We got edition tapes. I remember that actually from the Canadian edition, which I have, and I'm so flexing out about right now. Sorry,
Yeah, got to flex it.
gotta flex it, man.
Got to
And
flex it
seeing
where you
this
can.
back, this is my least favorite of the trilogy. I'm not gonna lie, but I still enjoy it. But it's just not at the quality of the first two. And we get a new interview with the director, archival commentary, and archival deleted scenes, making of, that type of thing. It's a
Nice.
great set. It looks gorgeous. Any set that's going to have Catherine Isabel and Emily Perkins on it is something I'm excited to.
I
to
still
see.
one of the best scenes has to be in See No Evil, Catherine Isabel, when she climbs onto Glenn Jacobs. Oh, I wish that was me.
For us, not for Catherine Isabel going into to Glenn Jacobs. Just saying. And those are two incredible announcements we got. So we got.
I'm a little bit disappointed about one thing.
What's that?
So the Chopper film has a 70-page book.
Yeah.
This one only has 112 pages. You'd feel like
And
there'd be a lot
three
more you could do.
Which is a good point, actually. Like it's three films. You think they maybe want to dive into it a bit more, but it does make me think that we're going to get a lot on the first film and not so much on the second two. And I do think that part two is one of the stronger sequels that I've come across in quite a while. How do you find part two?
I find part two to be in some ways better.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff when it comes to the sequel. And I want to get there because I want to make sure that I have the name right. Yeah, I do. Okay. So one of the cool things about this, if you're a fan of Orphan Black, or you watch the recent She-Hulk series that came onto Marvel, then the actual main character, one of the most important characters in part two, is played by Titania, and which is absolutely astounding. I love watching her, and she's young when she does this. She plays the character Ghost, so she's like only a kid at this point. But she was genius acting back then. Danuch, Joker, welcome, man.
Hey,
one of the
guys.
best werewolf films. It's a fantastic. As you guys know, I'm a werewolf fan. I'll buy pretty much anything that has a werewolf in it. So if I see a movie and it's got a werewolf in it, I'm buying it. Like so, I should have brought it over. I have the trilogy here, and I may bring that over in a little bit. We also got bad news this weekend. We got bad news. Really bad. So for the wrestling portion of this video, let's talk about this a little bit. Yep. Let's actually go full screen for this one for a minute.
We've got a couple of bad news, didn't we? Really, because Bray Wyatt died as well.
Yeah. Oh well, Bray Wyatt. A couple died. Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. But I mean, like in like the modern, like this, what do you think?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, this week because it was this week still, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's been a crazy week.
Hey, Jimmy.
One of the things that kills me, and I'll say it right now. Yo, Jimmy. Well, oh, you came on the screen there before. Well, look at that. Is that for those that know my channel and have followed this royal, my channel is called The Coliseum. Well, there's a reason for that. I was literally sitting around trying to think up a way to brand my channel. And I was listening to some music. And the song Call to Personality is on my playlist because I'm a big CM Punk fan. And I love that song. And I'm like, that's perfect. So then I had to go check around. Does anybody use Call to Cinema? Nobody did. So I said that's great, and it suits like the aesthetic I want to go with my channel. And I'm like somebody that like I'm a big CM Punk fan. Oh God, I just realized something. I need a T-shirt before they go. Son of a yeah.
Buy it now live.
I can't. But here's the thing. I remember back when Rampage showed. When it was the worst kept secret in the world that CM Punk was going to show up at AEW. And it was one of those moments that was emotional for fans. Hey, Jacob, welcome, man. It was emotional. I remember like seeing like people on like wrestling. I've seen Ollie Davis on from Wrestle Talk.
Yeah.
Get choked up. And I got it because I felt it. This guy that never thought would, because WWE was like the big guy in the room and nobody dared. Hey there, man. Talk against WWE. I never thought he'd be back. And all of a sudden, here he is coming back. And before you know it, there's ice cream bars for everybody on the show. And I'm like, I looked at him at the time, like, I got to get like the CM Punk t-shirt. And eventually I gotta have it. It's one of my, I'm a huge fan. So it happened. Let us talk about it. We'll talk about All Out Card in a second, which I'm a little bit more disappointed about at this point. But at All In, 81,035 people, biggest paid attendance of any wrestling show of all time. No matter what happens with AEW after that, before that, can't take that away from them. They literally became the biggest competition that WWE has ever had. That includes WCW. That beat them in the ratings. And people say, well, doesn't like the 84 weeks ratings beat, AEW going and getting a large gate? Not really, because WCW never got the large gates, unfortunately.
No.
They got some nice shows, and I grew up watching like all the wrestling. But I was a more WCW fan for a while than I was WWE. And I will tell you why, because when I would turn on and I'd see, especially at the beginning of WCW Nitro, and you'd see guys like Chris Jericho, and you'd see guys like Alparca and Eddie Guerrero and Juventud Guerrero, and just those guys. And then I'd turn on like WWE and I see Duke the Dumpster Droese and the Goon.
It was obvious that WWE was better at that point.
WWE was horrible. Like and that's the thing. As a sports entertainment, because that's what they are, and that's nothing wrong with that. They had to grow up. That's okay, and they did. They grew up. They took the competition and said, you know what? Well, we're gonna up our game, and they upped their game a lot. And WCW went under, not because of WWE, not because of Vince McMahon, because
bad decisions.
There's a merger. Warner Brothers and Discovery, they did a merger, and when the merger
was bad decisions. I mean, if you look at it, it still was like awful.
Well, the last year of WCW was a train wreck, bro. And I don't want to say why, bro, but like it's a bit of a train wreck.
Well, the one thing I missed most about Nitro and Thunder was the intros.
Oh yeah, and like Zombie's got it right here. WCW had the best mid card. WWF had the best main eventers, 100%. I was not looking forward to saying, "Hey, gee, I really, really hope I can see Dennis Rodman or Carl in a main event match, or the Demon, right? The Kiss Demon." No, but WWF like put on banger main events, but their undercard was weak.
Talking about Dennis Rodman, he's back, isn't he?
Well, if you're going to take something from WCW, like, why that? What the hell, Tony? What the hell are you thinking? That was, I know, I kind of get why he did it because of what happened this week. Dennis Rodman's really liked in Chicago. Obviously, he's part of the Bulls. If you're a basketball fan, you know Rodman, you know what he's done. So it was a way to take the heat off of it. 100% was a way to take the heat off. Good on Jeff Jarrett for going along with it. Jarrett has been a much better asset to the company than I ever realized he was going to be.
Yeah.
Because I was nervous when he said Jarrett was coming in. I was super nervous. I
personally think they should have got rid of Dennis Rodman and bought in Beetlejuice.
Oh, they would have been. I don't know. I mean, like, he looks older, man. I know he is older, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
anyway,
really old.
I've been dancing around it at All In just before, and I'm going to put it with my narrative. I want you to put your thing on it too. They basically just before Jack Perry had a match against Hook, right? Hook right before.
Yeah,
and he did a
FTW title
where he said basically, it's Rio Glass, Crimea River. Hey there, Dustin. What that meant is basically earlier on he wanted to do a Rio Glass segment on Collision, and Punk was told by people that wasn't going to happen. So he was the one to go to him, and he said, "Look, we don't do this on the Collision. Take that to Wednesday nights. It's not going to happen." So Jack Perry decided to kind of go in business for himself at there and kind of put a little dig towards Punk. the match on the pre-show before the pay-per-view started. Here, that's the thing. After the match was over, there was a confrontation between Punk and Perry. Apparently, Punk was more the instigator of that confrontation. There has been alleged, and I'm going to stick with alleged, rumors that he maybe pushed Tony Khan.
Well, either way, Tony Khan was there watching the whole thing.
Yeah, and it was on camera. It was on camera. And because of that, after a week-long investigation, Punk was fired with cause from AEW. Now, to put that into perspective, with cause means literally what you think it means. It means with reason. There's a reason that they could farm outright and immediately from all of his contracts, which means he would have had a regular contract and most likely an employment contract as well. And let's get our first comment on it before I get your comment on this way. I think Punk's a mistake, and I think he'll be back at some point. That or WWE has some kind of Brock deal, but I don't see him ever going back to WWE. So first, what are your thoughts on them letting Punk go before I get into it? Like my thoughts.
I personally think I'm 50-50 on that personally. CM Punk to me is a bit overrated in some aspects. I feel like Paul got really behind him after the whole pipe bomb thing more, and I think the best thing he ever did was the Pepsi plunge move, and that was when I was watching him in Ring of Honor. Right? Do I think he should have been released? I think they should give him another chance. I mean, you don't know what happened with the whole Elite storyline, properly, behind the scenes. I mean, and he should have just left. He should just left Perry to it and let him do it instead of thinking. And knowing that the match of him and Samoa Joe was terrible.
Actually, I like that match. That was actually considered one of the better matches.
You like the fact that Samoa Joe was basically beating him up the whole match, and it looked like he was barely doing anything.
You have to, because Samoa Joe is ROH champion. He has to be.
You don't have to all the time, because technically CM Punk was the real world champion at the point.
But
that's what the whole point is. But if he's beating up CM Punk the whole time, right? Okay, he's supposed to be a powerful person. Right? He's supposed to be powerful.
Obviously not as hard to work with as some people think, because Punk, this was a match that they obviously, the wrestling, they have their thing. It's not real. They know what's going on. It's real in the fact that it's hurt and it's damaging to your body. But it's still like, who's going to win is predetermined. And Punk and Joe like each other. They worked together in ROH. This was
they actually had real matches.
Yeah, and it was meant to this was meant to, I think, and the reason it was meant to kind of be weaker on this one is we were going towards a heel turn for Punk, a solid heel turn, and this was going to kind of be like the genesis of it. So it was a work up for something else that didn't happen.
I still think
that we'll never get now. I think it was a great match. I think that it told a story. I think
that was a joke.
That it kept it kept them both strong. Like Punk still won. But he won in a way that it could seem heelish. So, the feud could continue down the road, but you really just needed to start this so it could go on, like slowly turn Punk heel, would have been against Ricky Starks, go on from there. Like Samoa Joe goes and does his thing, and eventually you have him come across back again. Yeah, so I think with that, it was smart. I got to disagree saying it was a bad match. Like, it was actually, for me, like, there were worse. There's definitely worse.
You're biased. That's the problem.
I am biased, but I will 100%. But every single person watches wrestling for any length of time are biased to a certain percentage when it comes to certain wrestlers. But that being said, like, I have watched reviews from different wrestling, and they back me up with this one. That was one of their favorite matches.
Just they don't want the hype.
No, because the things that I actually really enjoyed that they didn't enjoy so much was this, like the Stadium Stampede. I will admit was Hey, Gino, welcome, man.
I just think it should have been more back and forth, and there should have been more to it other than rolling on the floor most of the time. And
I
It
kind of
felt
wonder
like
if maybe
it felt like the Shawn Michaels Hulk Hogan match to me.
I wonder if like maybe some of it might have been changed because of what happened right before too.
Maybe.
Perry knew exactly what he was doing, and he knew how Punk would react to it. Like, there's two sides to that. I'll play devil's advocate here, even though I completely agree with what Zombie says. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, Punk was a grown man, so he still can choose not to react to it. But that being said, did Jack Perry know that it was going to trigger Punk? 100%.
Probably. Yeah.
Is Jack Perry fired? Probably not.
It should be. It's the future of wrestling.
Oh yeah, Jack Perry is super future wrestling. No, Jack Perry is Jack Perry is the future wrestling.
I always think about Rob Van Dam, the interview he did, where he talks about CM Punk, and he said he got back from an injury. This is Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam got back from an injury, right? Yeah. And he tells him, "Oh, we're going to have a locker room meeting, right? Blah, blah, And Rob Van Dam's like, who the hell is this guy, right? And you sit there and you go, exactly, who the hell is he at that point? It's all ego. That's the problem.
That's the thing. You got to here's the thing. If the internet was around back in the 80s and the 90s, we would be hearing this same shit about Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
But we don't.
Hogan. Every single guy that got to stay on top would never have been on top if the internet would have been around.
Hogan would have always been on
top. Because, maybe, but him, he's Ultimate Warrior, definitely wouldn't have been. Never.
Oh, definitely not. No.
Too much crazy.
When you think of, you got to remember, people like Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, it was all politics behind the scenes as well.
That's the thing, and they podcasted the hell out of this stuff. But the thing is, if they did that now, the dirt sheets, like the dirt sheets were still there, but the internet wasn't. So now people know a lot more that's going on behind the scenes. Like Shawn Michaels, he would have been like, they would not have put up with that.
He wouldn't have had those sunny days.
They wouldn't have been able to, because they would. It's the second Shawn Michaels came drugged up, or he couldn't do this, or he didn't want to do a match, where he lost his smile. They would have to say, okay, well, we're cutting with Shawn Michaels. So there are a whole lot of people. Here we got Gino saying, Dutch Mantel said that they should have both been fired. I agree with that. Mark my words, Punk will be back in AEW. I don't think he will, actually. And I tell you why, because of last night. And I do agree with Punk getting fired. Well, I do think that they both, and here's the thing, here's what it comes down to, is this isn't the first time. The Elite thing happened to. The scrum happened to. Something had to be done. But for Tony Khan to come on and say that, I'll paraphrase this, he feared for his life. Are you kidding me? Are you like, you're the boss of this wrestling promotion, AEW, okay? And you're going to go on TV, and you're going to say, "Oh yeah, this wrestler made me, for the first time since I've been watching wrestling, since I've been 14 years old, I was there and I feared for my life." That's ridiculous. That's hilarious to say. Two, can you imagine a Triple H or Vince McMahon from WWE? And I'm not a massive fan of them. At this point, thank you very much.
Well, that's how the Mr. McMahon character started from the Bret Hart.
That is such weak sauce. I'm sorry, it is. Like, you don't say that. One, that opens up to CM Punk like suing your ass. Two, you've severed ties. And with that being said,
well, we got to remember, that's how the Mr. McMahon character came about after the Bret Hart thing, because he was like, "I'll just show that I'm this and that," and that was a big part of what caused that to happen, because that was Vince McMahon's answer to it.
But the thing, he said Vince McMahon's thing was with the whole like Bret screwed Bret, like it was
which was the start of it.
Yeah, but it was a tougher character. It wasn't like
what I'm saying.
For my life.
No, but what I'm saying is that was his response. As Tony Khan's response is being, basically weak. The guy's too nice. He shouldn't have a wrestling.
Tony Khan doesn't have the ability that Heyman or that Vince McMahon, whether you like Vince McMahon or not, has to do that on-screen character. We've seen that. He looks like a deer caught in headlights. Love AEW. I think Tony Khan does some great stuff with booking, but he is not an on-screen character. He's an on-screen character in the same way Linda McMahon's an on-screen character. This will not make the next like Mr. McMahon character. He didn't leave. He got fired actually. Shani was fired.
It reminds me a lot of Eric Bischoff in a way. So at least Eric Bischoff actually could talk.
Yeah, there's the thing. Eric Bischoff could talk, and probably one of the best. Like aside from like Vince and Heyman, Bischoff, and I disagree with Bischoff on a lot of things. Not on business. So business is it's pretty good when it comes to business, except for what the hell do you do in Impact? Bischoff knew how to work people, and it was amazing stuff. No, do I think? I mean, in all honesty, should have been fired. I would have gave a suspension. I wouldn't have fired.
Why? He just came back. He just came back from having a mistake.
No, he just can't. We don't know. Like he was injured, so like no, none of us know for sure. Was he really suspended, or was he just injured with pay type of thing? So what I do, this is armchair booking. I'm not Tony Khan, man. I don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes.
I've seen Canadian wrestling. I know what the booking's like.
But the thing is, like, it's hard, and it's right before All Out, which is basically a Chicago show. Tony Khan went on stage. Give him credit. He went out to the Chicago crowd. He got his ass booed off, but he did it like a boss. What you should do. He didn't just do a pre-tape thing. He came out so that they could boo him, so that they could get it out. Smart move. Bringing back Bryan Danielson. Freaking smart move. Because we talked about this before.
I'll give you Sean. He is overrated.
Vince Russo. I don't think he's overrated, actually. Only person that overrates CM Punk is CM Punk. I don't think his fans overrate or ever overrate them. I think people have got nostalgia glasses when it comes to CM Punk. They forget that he gave up on them because he wanted to do this silly UFC career where he flopped. Well,
and then he wanted to go, to the thing, to AEW.
That's not true.
Because
he did not give up on them. He got fired. He got fired from the WWF.
Yeah, and why?
It was a wedding day. On his wedding day, Mel.
That's speculation.
Let that sink in for a second. He got fired from WWF on his wedding day.
Yeah, and the reason was?
It's paramount to like. And not only that, like, we'll look at ROH, okay? The Summer of Punk. I know you're watching back then. Was an amazing, like, era of ROH.
Right.
WF goes to do the Summer of Punk. The lead-up is fantastic. You cannot tell me they didn't botch the hell out of that right afterwards.
I did botch it.
Like, he went to become an afterthought. Because why? Because he was right. Because Cena had to be in everybody's face. Everybody else. Nash comes in for God's sakes. To like, that's the guy who's like not the main guy. CM Punk's not even the main part of his own story. He was screwed over. When he was there, the things that he did, he got over because he basically did it himself. His remember the Straight Edge Society, when he did the pipe bomb, they didn't script that for him. That was between him and Heyman. When it came to that, some of one of the biggest moments in AEW is still going to be his coming out for there. And I like the fact that he didn't push himself like some people that came into AEW, and let's be honest, whether they're good or not, were pushed to the forefront.
Right,
and he didn't. He went with smaller wrestlers. He went up. He did like he let himself basically kind of go back up and bring over. His idea was to come in to be a locker room leader and to like let younger guys get over.
He hasn't got the talent for that.
He does. He does have the talent.
He doesn't. He gets angry and attacks people. That's not a locker room leader. Do you think the Undertaker, Mark Calloway, went into the locker room and basically? No, I'm talking about.
Are you serious? Going to say that? Do I think the Undertaker?
Listen before you talk. Listen here, right? What I'm saying is he had the respect of people, right? So that made a big difference. With CM Punk, he doesn't, right? So people laugh at him. They make fun of him, right? The Undertaker had the hardness and he had the strength behind him and he had the respect of his peers. There's a big difference when you do something and you ain't got that respect.
I think that we're seeing like what we're seeing right now, and we're seeing right afterwards this, and it's is that basically if you look at the people on that roster that were pro Punk,
Yeah.
and you look at the people on that roster that were anti Punk, we're seeing a divide, and this is not gonna stop because Punk is gone. If anything, it's going to exacerbate the bit because they got the FTRs, the House of Blacks. A lot of the older wrestlers, a lot of the guys that are older school wrestlers, totally agree with with Punk. So like they may disagree with some of the stuff that he did. And like me, I'm a Punk fan. I'm not blind. What he did was an idiot thing, and he got fired for it. And I understand it. But this isn't all on Punk. I'm sorry, it's not, and it's not all on Jack Perry. So it's not a Jack Perry thing. It's not a Punk thing. It's not even an elite thing. This is a top thing. If Punk was in the WWF and that media scrum thing started to happen, or if anything of that started to happen, do you in any world think that Vince McMahon or Triple H would have not snapped the hell out of that almost immediately?
They would have done. But then they wouldn't have had the media scrum in the first place. I don't know why they have it.
But they do now. Like WWE has those now.
Do they have it?
Yeah, that's what they take. That's one of the things that they did take from AW. They do have those though. But the thing is, like, it wouldn't that wouldn't happen because there's and I really want AW, and I think they're going to do well because they've got a lot of great wrestlers. A lot of the booking's really great. And Tony Khan, I think Tony Khan's something underrated when it comes to what he can do. And people think of him like, oh, he's just a young kid and he's just got his dad's money and stuff like that. They think of him, associate him with the Dixie Carter, and he's not.
Yeah.
He's not that. He's a smart guy.
I agree with you, Gino. Yeah.
But I mean, like, one of the last things we saw was him, like, before he went out, was trans rights, was him holding up the trans rights or human rights sign. And
that's because he knew he messed up.
That was a big
deal.
Why. He did that. Like, here's the thing: him and John Moxley, they had like some beef afterwards. But when John Moxley was out, when John Moxley was in rehab, who came out and went off script and just got peeved and spoke in the ring, supporting John Moxley. Because somebody had this like asinine sign up about like John Moxley and like alcohol. It was CM Punk. You can go back, you can watch it.
If it's on TV, then it's attention seeking. Sorry.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter. It's the right type of attention seeking.
Is it? Because I don't think so.
It is. It's 100% the right type of attention seeking. Because in the end of the day, with these people, you make a line. You're either going to be the person that's on the right side of that history thing, or you're going to be the person that's on the wrong side. And he's been on both for this type of thing. But in that case, when he stood up for John Moxley, 100% agree with that. Like, doesn't matter, like, if you think he did it because of, like, for press or whatever like that. He did it. Nobody else did it. He did it. When he took that sign up, doesn't matter what other reason. Like, it's the same thing Kenny Megan does. Kenny Megan does it all the time too. Your LGBTQ stuff. You're always thinking Kenny Megan putting the signs up, and you know what? And it's good and it's smart, and not just for business, but because it's what it should be. I mean, we can't just like dump. Like, it's easy to dump on a guy when he's down. And I'm
not dumping on him. I'm just stating fact.
No, Punk's a consistent problem. He got fired because of his own actions. Punk couldn't take accountability for his action. Now all his fans are trying to pass the blame as well. I don't think so. I think a lot of his fans are actually very pissed off. And he lost a lot of his fans during the whole elite thing. Like, when Punk came back, there was no rousing amount of cheers. It was mixed. Like, it was mixed at best. It was a lot easier to fire Punk this time around than would have been the first time. because he did not get the crowd reaction that he wanted and that Tony Khan wanted him to get. But at the end of the day, it's his own fault that he's gone. I don't know if will Jack Perry be fired? I don't think so, because here's the thing. Do I think Jack Perry was in the right? No, I think Jack Perry was a dumbass, but this was Jack Perry's first strike. If Jack Perry does the same shit again to somebody else, then hopefully he's fired too. But you can't fire off of one thing. Like if you're looking towards like, is Jack Perry going to be fired? It's one thing. You can't really fire off one thing.
You can if it's a really bad thing.
Physical altercation. That's why he got fired.
Well, we haven't seen it, but apparently, yeah.
We will never see it, and we shouldn't see it. That's it. It happened in the workplace. Somebody attacked somebody physically. It doesn't matter if they were right or they were wrong. They still attacked a person in a workplace. That's the law. That is every good company's policy, and that's why he's gone. Simple as that.
You're speaking to a human resources actual person right now. I'm not even.
A lot more sense.
But
it's sad.
Yeah,
it's very sad for the fans.
Like if Jack Perry would have threw the first punch, Jack Perry probably would have been gone.
Yes,
he did, because he didn't fit like.
As you should.
Their words don't equal assault. Am I angry with Jack Perry too right now? Yes, I am. I'm angry with Punk.
Well, we got to think as well. Is Jack Perry's what, half CM Punk's age? So maybe one of them should have been more grown up.
He should have been grown up, and that's his biggest issue. That's the argument that Aaron and I, have been having for the past few days.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, he is someone that cannot control his emotions.
Yep.
Now, leadership has a big role to play. I truly believe that there was a lack of leadership, and not just on Tony Khan. You give the power as CEO. It's not your job to handle these issues in any company. You have people that you hire to do so, but you also give them the tools and the power to be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
He has not done that.
No, it made him look weak. It really did. As a boss.
And the people that are supposed to do their job, talent relations, all of those people that are supposed to deal with altercations, with people not being happy with other people in the workplace, they are just, whatever you call them, like straw men. In that workplace,
when one of your wrestlers can take your head of talent relations and kick him off the show, which is apparently what happened with Collision and with between Punk and Christopher Daniels, which is absolutely ridiculous.
No one should be
that should not be
close to the head of a company.
No.
There should be a structure.
If
you want to call it a company, otherwise, if you want to call it a wrestling,
this is a Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff type of thing. And it could have went in a much more Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff type of situation.
Yeah,
Eric
Bischoff put out a tweet. I don't know if you saw that.
Eric Bischoff's the last person who put a tweet.
He actually put a tweet saying, it's sad, but I totally agree with Tony Khan. #respect.
The Eric Bischoff, the guy that is still to this day is like the glad man for Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Just saying. It's at the end of the day, guys, it's sad.
We lose.
They'll do okay.
Punk will be fine. AEW will be fine.
Yes.
Do you think
he gets to wrestle?
Let's shift the narrative. Do you think there's a possibility that he'll go somewhere else, or that he will?
Yeah, I think he should go to like one of those really low indies like GCW.
He won't.
No, because he thinks it's better.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, at the end of you may not like him. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think. What I'm saying is, because he thinks he's better, right? He can't build any respect from that, can they? Because he can't work his way back up in people's views. That's what every other wrestler has to do. That's why if FTR get hired again by WWE, they worked on it in AEW and everywhere else. That's what happened.
It's different because here's the thing, and it happened in other companies. When Hulk Hogan went from WWE to WCW and WCW.
We're going to talk about a different time.
No. We're good. Well, let me keep going.
It's about a different time.
Then basically, Hulk Hogan was still on top, right? He was still a big guy. Then he went to Impact, a smaller company. But again, something that were there and they needed him and they fucked up that way because Impact should be Impact should be the number 2 company right now. Impact should 100% be the number 2 company. Not even. There's a company that bred AJ Styles, Samoa friggin' Joe, That's where Seth Rollins, Tyler Black. That's where he was out before that. He was in TNA, he was in RH. That's where you got the best run for Christian Cage. That's where we got some of the best stuff for Kurt Angle. That's where you have the amazing freaking promo, one of the best promos ever, by Big Papa Pump, the math promo. You got a 33 for a third chance of winning at this. But they're not. And they're not because they did what Tony Khan could have done right here. And he could have let CM Punk run roughshod. Hogan was a talented guy. CM Punk is a talented guy. You're 100% right when there's an ego that's there. Now, here's what I think. I think that as much as that ego's there, there's companies that have a better structure in place. So what happened with TNA when Hogan went back to WWE, because he went back to WWE, because that happened. He went back there with the NWO. Eventually that switched around because of the crowd, because of Toronto. Did Hogan have the same power and leverage that he had when he was in WWE before? No, because the top structure was there to say that shit doesn't pass anymore. It doesn't work. So for Punk, if he goes into something like Impact or something like that, which is a possibility, we could have the same issue again, unless they've got a big structure. But here's the thing. I cannot imagine. I would say NWA Wildside, but if you think Punk is bad, watch an interview with Billy Corgan, and you'll wish you're watching CM Punk. Because holy crap, Billy Corgan, just a bit out there, and a bit like involved with himself.
Is he a wrestler with multiple championship reigns who thinks he's better than everybody else?
He owns the company. That's even worse, dude.
He's not a
because
wrestler.
at the end of the who's their champion? Who's the NWA champion?
Who's the champion right now? It was Trevor Murdoch. There was
Who was it now?
Who was it? Who is it?
It's Tyrus, dude. It's fucking Tyrus.
No, he lost the belt.
Did he lose it recently?
Yeah.
He had it for the longest time, and like he was like they were like, no, he's a perfect
EC3 guy.
He was a horrible champion.
EC3 is the new champion.
Yeah, okay. Let's forget NWA Wildside. He's not going there. So it would either be Impact, which is a possibility because he has friends over there, or it would be WWE, and they would put him under a tight leash. There's not going under a tight leash right now, because at the end of the day, it's no longer WWE, guys. WWE is not a company anymore. It doesn't exist. It's they merged with another company. They're under an umbrella. So there's board members, like I think now that UFC board members, WWE board members. That's the strongest possibility, because right now it's Endeavor, and Endeavor could say the guys at Endeavor, like Vince, would never hire Punk back. No, but you know the company. But here,
if I did, I wouldn't, because CM Punk pushes everything. Look at all the things he's said and all the things he's done.
Neither with Vince McMahon, but it doesn't matter, because let's just say you're Vince, and let's say I'm Endeavor. That's nice. That's great. Now I'll take what you said into consideration, but I own the company. Welcome back. So yeah, there's a possibility, depending on where they go, and what they do, because he's still a guy that has marquee name value. If you can keep him under reins, and you can use it. There's a wrestler that was going to give you like a kind of a CM Punk type of feel, just in the way that he did things. But he was so brilliant at doing it, because you didn't know when he was doing something, and you didn't know when he wasn't. His name was Brian Pillman, and Pillman was so great at being crazy Brian Pillman that the wrestlers didn't know what the hell was going on with Brian Pillman. He started what was to be a storyline with Eric Bischoff. He worked it into him getting fired so that he could go to WWF. Unfortunately, that did not go well. We all know what happened there, sadly. But Punk could have been the Pillman, because obviously Brian Pillman Jr. is not going to be because I'm sorry, man, Brian Pillman Jr. He doesn't have it. Oh, he just doesn't have it. I wish he did. I wish he did.
The more I think about it, the more a smaller company is probably where he's going to go. His brand is to shoot on things, on people. You can't do that in WWE.
Then Impact. Then it has to be Impact.
Impact is the more. If he wants to wrestle, that's probably the only place. And even Impact will be very careful because they do have a relationship with AEW.
Not as much anymore.
No, they do.
Because like they've that after the Callis thing, and I think
No, they do. They do. They're back.
look what a wacky world it is. Let's look at the AEW All Out card, which I'm no longer as excited about. I'm not going to lie.
No.
That's great, but I'm not. And I'll tell you why, because I am like a bit bummed that we're doing a Chicago show, and it's not there. It's Chicago. This is where. So let's look at this here. Let's look at this card. Let's be objective about this card.
All right.
Punk can go to Japan. He can always go to Japan. That's always a thing too. New Japan Pro Wrestling, but they have a thing with AEW, so I'm not quite sure about that. We got Luchasaurus against Darby Allin. Thoughts on this one? Winner? Like,
I think Darby Allin will win. I think they've been pushing for that for a while, and I think he'll win.
I agree.
Darby Allin?
Yeah.
Oh, we got him there. So Darby Allin. So I'm going to be the outlier for this one. And I'm going to say Luchasaurus wins at this point due to shenanigans. If he doesn't, it's going to start a Christian Cage Luchasaurus feud because Christian Cage will feel that Luchasaurus lost Christian Cage's belt.
They're going to have to free up Cage for something much bigger.
We don't know that Edge is coming in yet. It's just it's such
if he does come in, it will be those two together at some point for sure. It's got to be.
Not now. But no, I think they want someone to carry that belt and do something with it, and it has to be Darby Allin. So
I'm still waiting for the Darby Allin like heel turn. I can see it. Okay, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Miro.
Miro.
You going for Miro? What are you going for, Malcolm?
I'd say Miro.
Yeah, this is a given. I think. I do think Powerhouse Hobbs is a talent, but I think Miro needs to be pushed right now.
Yeah.
Hobbs can suffer the loss and go somewhere else. Miro needs it.
Yeah, and losing to Miro is not a bad thing.
All Out with Chris Statlander versus Ruby. Is this the only women's match again? What the hell, Tony?
No, they have a 0-hour women's match.
Oh, that's so
Ruby Soho. I hope.
I think they're going to keep on Chris Statlander, though I would like it to go to Soho.
Personally, I think they should do it with Ruby Soho, and then they should have the outcast fight between her and Saraya, right? And they've actually beat her.
I think eventually we'll get we're going to get.
Not now.
I think the story is at this point is going to be because unfortunately Tony Khan is not great when it comes to like doing or whoever does I'm not just Tony Khan, whoever's doing the women's booking isn't always doing the best stuff, right?
He books everything.
And so but it's like strong female, like same with Jade Cargill, right? She's gonna win up against a bunch of people, and then eventually she's gonna lose to somebody else, and they're gonna keep the Outcast storyline between the Outcasts till there's a breakup, like kind of between them. So I'm gonna go with Chris Statlander, though I wish it was Ruby Soho. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here's the next one, guys, and you're here too. Kenny Omega versus Takeshita.
Takeshita.
Okay, there we go. Saying it right now, huh?
Oh, this one is a tough one because there's good storylines
either
way. I think that Kenny needs he doesn't need a win, but I think that with everything that's happened, giving him a win makes all the sense in the world. Takeshita losing is not a problem. You know, he's
so you're saying Omega. Omega's your favorite wrestler.
Considering he's the one that he pinned him, so it's okay for Takeshita to lose, and I think that's where they're gonna do. However, No, actually, no. I
How
changed my
strong
mind.
would it be if Takeshita gets a solid win
He
over
should.
Kenny Omega on a
Twice?
one-on-one?
It
I-
would be interesting.
I think that's
That's
a better story.
Yeah, but that would telegraph to me that Kenny Omega is on his way out.
not for me. Like I think
No,
that
as not to somewhere else, but on his way out. That's you leave that for later. Like when you get close to leaving or when you're done with it, then yes, you give someone a huge win. And
so who do you give the win to?
Oh, it's going to be Kenny.
Okay, what do you think, Malcolm?
I think it's the other guy because he trained with him, didn't they?
I think it's Takeshi, and I'll say why I think it's Takeshi right now. Takeshi, the whole idea, this push behind with Takeshi comes from Kenny Omega, by the way, guys.
Yes.
He's the one that kind of brought him in here, and I think he's going to want to get him over strong, and he can come back and eventually either end up going with Callis, kind of doing the Heyman turn, the Lesnar, the Lesnar Big Show type of turn type of thing, or but I think what we're going to get is we're going to get Kenny losing a set. First, that's the pin. It was like a fluke pin, right? But now he gets the win. He gets the win. He gets a solid win. Kenny starts getting frustrated. Kenny the Cleaner starts to come back, and we start to see the other Kenny. So we get a solid. We get strength for Takeshita. We get we push to a main event star. We get Kenny coming back to what makes Kenny the best version of Kenny.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm happy either way. It's gonna be a great match.
Not bad, huh?
You
we agree.
remember,
We agree on something here.
Remember, Kenny Omega's almost 40.
Yeah, that's
So
the thing. And he's
got
doing a
to
lot of
slow
stuff
down a
behind the
bit more.
scenes. Like he's big on the game part of it. I wish he'd be a little bit more big on the game part of it because we need more things in that damn game.
Well, shit happens in between.
Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley. My God, did John Moxley ever put over Orange Cassidy with that promo last night? It was freaking amazing. John Moxley's just incredible on the mic.
I'm hoping Orange Cassidy wins.
Orange Cassidy by Malcolm. What do you think?
That's a tough one. I think that I would like Orange Cassidy to have it because that will solidify his reign. But then you're left with, okay, if he doesn't lose to Mox, who does he lose to? That's because whoever, if Orange wins,
Yeah.
And beats Mox, then it just puts him up there. So whoever is going to take it away from Orange has to be someone that they're putting at that level from the get-go.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one. You have to think, okay, well, who are they thinking? If it's not Mox, who are they thinking? I think that's the way they're going to do it. But I just don't see who it's going to be.
I think for me, Malcolm goes with Orange Cassidy. You're going with which one? You got to pick.
It makes the story to me is more impactful if he actually wins over Mox.
Okay, so for me, I'm going to say this is what I think.
But Orange needs time off. That's the other thing too. Like, he needs
Here's
a
the
fucking
thing.
vacation.
They've been telling a story of a champion that fights week after week, night after night.
31.
Yeah.
Defenses.
Slowly gets beaten down, gets more and more hurt each time. And
It's the Nigel McGuinness story again. That's what it is, basically.
it is. It's a Nigel McGuinness story.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Mox, it's final boss time right now, and we can have the story of him going over Mox and like he's done it, like he did. He did the thing with Chris Jericho when remember the Mimosa fight.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal for him to win that back that early in his career. But I think right now, this is the time to have him fight and fight and fight and lose. Maybe not even give up, but go Bret Hart style and have him literally pass out in the ring. Literally have him like just not be able to fight anymore, and have Mox win that way. Like we want to keep Orange Cassidy strong, but we have to tell this story. And if we don't have Mox beat him at this point, I'm sorry. There's really no one else. People say, well, what about Bryan Danielson? But no, we've kind of been there. This is not going to be.
No, this should be
the end of the story.
No, and whoever
And
gets
the start
this
of something
title,
else.
whoever gets this title should be someone that you want to push. this is a title, it's a mid-card title. Orange made it a big deal. So now it's up here. So whoever
But
gets
he's
it
fought
next,
everybody that we want to push. That's the
That's
thing.
why I say, who are they saving? That
I don't know if they are. I don't know.
because if it goes back to Mox,
It's a bit of a mess with this title. It has been. Like, this has not been this title has been, it's been slingshot around a few times.
no. But however, if you look at Orange's one,
No, I'm talking about pre-orange.
yeah, because it was a different title. They had a different name, and no, that's fine. And that's not totally true. Like, it was, Park did a good job with it too.
Oh, they all did a good job. It's just sometimes it seemed like random. It seemed a little more random than orange.
Now there's the
But either way, I'm going with Mox for this one.
Yeah, I mean, listen. When there are two good wrestlers, I am never unhappy about one of them winning and losing. It's all good.
The next one I think is going to be the easiest one to guess, guys. It is Samoa Joe and Shane Taylor.
People are going to pick Samoa Joe. If you watched Ring of Honor,
Shane Taylor's great.
He's good.
Shane Taylor's actually quite a formidable opponent when he was used properly.
100%. Like, you're still going to lose, but 100%. But I think that would be a barn burner of a match.
Yeah, but they're putting it on a pay-per-view, so he's being featured in with Joe and in a pay-per-view.
I think this could work. Actually, Justin said that it could be a DQ or a count out where Orange loses but keeps the belt. That's not a bad.
I'm not mad about it. I don't know how people would feel though.
Actually, I think
a DQ on a pay-per-view.
I think I'm down with that.
When WWE does it, everybody goes mental.
Yeah, they do too much of it. That's the problem.
Okay, Eddie Kingston and Shibata versus Claudio and Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, that's gonna be. I'm looking forward to that. What do you think?
What do you think, Malcolm? You go first on this one.
I think Claudio's got to win. I think Claudio Castaneda's got to win it because, he's the Ring of Honor champion. It just shows weakness if he doesn't.
I mean,
I don't get why they can't just have Ring of Honor title shots on these shows instead of putting feather on them.
I wish the Ring of Honor had its own actual TV show. And I mean, maybe now that Collision might be a little bit more change it around. But I would say for me,
I want Eddie.
I want Eddie to win.
I want Eddie to win.
I love Eddie, right?
Come on, give him something, people.
Like
he's like the bridesmaid that always gets to the end.
And he's so good too.
He is. Give him something. Yeah.
To think he was one of the original Shikara champions.
Yeah. I would have loved Shibata too. I think people are gonna be surprised with that. Okay, FTR and Young Bucks versus the Bullet Club Gold.
I reckon Young Bucks will attack FTR for the loss.
Ooh, that's not that. Actually, what do you think? Are we starting up an FTR Young Bucks slight feud here? It's all the work, gods. The CM Punk's going to run down here.
I think that this is your opportunity to cement Bullet Club Gold.
Switchblade Jay White gets the pin.
That's it. Punk is gone. Give Jay Collision. That's it. Give it to him.
Hey there, Evan. Welcome, man.
He's good. He's good. He's a great wrestler. He's a great talker. He's just give it to him.
Zombie say never wants to see FTR lose. I understand, but everybody's got to lose sometimes, and this is the time to set up another one. I think that Malcolm's right. I think we may get some more FTR versus Young Bucks, especially right now.
I think it's too soon.
But start maybe. Oh no, maybe best of 7 wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, they'll do it. Well, they kind of already.
All right, so
you have to reboot their previous best of 7.
Okay, here we go. A match that I think is a given, but my better half doesn't. Better Than You, Bebe versus John Silver and Alex Reynolds. from the
Well,
Dark
better than you, baby, is going to win because I reckon they're going to hold those belts for a few months, and then one of them's going to turn on the other.
That's what I say too, actually, with this one. Hayden has different thoughts.
I don't want it to end. I don't want them to get there yet. I want to see more of their weird friendship.
Yeah,
So
keep it going for now.
yeah,
They need to do a Billy and Chuck storyline with them.
They get married.
I
Fake.
really enjoy that. It's the best story.
I have a
now.
question here. Why John Silver and Alex Reynolds? It's just an odd choice. I know Alex Reynolds helped train MJF, like,
No, that's just they had to find something.
but it's a
well-
weird choice. Oh, it's not listed. Don't worry, I forgot that match. That's when we're going to talk about last, Justin. We have the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal. I'm going to go first because I haven't gone first anytime yet. 100% the Acclaimed. Right here.
Yeah.
Not even.
Especially with those new belts.
Oh, yeah. What do you think? Acclaimed?
Yes, but come on, Double J.
Sesame Daddy.
No, yeah.
And on Zero Hour, we got, and don't worry, we're going to get to the main match too, because we got Athena, Mercedes Martinez, Diamante. I hope we got that right. Sheeta, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue. Is that a trio? Oh, it's a trios match. Okay.
Yeah.
What trio do you think is going to win?
Ooh. There's one Sky Blue.
You just like Sky Blue's butt. No, I'm not gonna lie. It's the most like shown butt on on Twitter. We've seen that. Kind of leered at me. What do you think though, for real? Like
I think for I'm trying to see the names again. Hold on, because that's
so we got Athena Martinez and Dominique.
Yeah, I think it should be Athena and Mercedes Martinez and Diamante, to be honest, because I think to me, they've got two of the best female wrestlers who've ever been in the ring.
100%.
You know, from yeah.
I think now here's the thing.
I agree. Welcome.
I think Athena
Three.
deserves it.
Yeah.
I think Athena deserves it. And I know they're probably going to give it to Sheeta because of the fact that like she had to lose the belt, and they're probably going to give it to that team. Sheldon Nunninga, and they're amazing wrestlers, like 100%.
Yeah, Willow is great.
But so is Athena, and I think she's been done dirty a bit. I know she's ROH like women's champion that now, but still, I don't think she gets the credit or has been on the shows the way she should be.
She needs a win.
She needs a spotlight. She needs a spotlight.
To me, she's the one that needs to dethrone Statlander.
That makes sense.
It would make sense, actually. Okay, the match that was the surprise match, the one that started the show, the one that's going to save. Like, this is a solid pay-per-view. This is a really solid pay-per-view, by the way, guys. I'm not going to lie. A couple weird matches, but overall, it's pretty good. Bryan Danielson versus Ricky Starks. Who wins this match?
Ricky Starks.
Ooh.
Because it would be a surprise thing, wouldn't it? Because everyone's going to expect Bryan Danielson to win.
And Starks has superstar potential. He really, really does.
He is, man. The guy, come on. That's the thing. There's so many good wrestlers.
And they get wasted.
That's the reason, like, we can see CM Punk go and say, you know what, this company's just fine. Because look at the wrestlers that they got.
The company is just fine.
But still, I miss Punk. Okay. I think this is going to be one hell of a match. I hope Ricky Starks wins, but I can see Bryan Danielson winning. It depends on how they want to go. If this is going to be a one-off, or if they're going to start a thing. And I'm going to say something right now because I want to say this. I want to get this out. I've been talking with this with Hind. I want people's opinion on this because me and Hind are in polar opposites of this right now. So I want your opinion. You're going to be like Malcolm gets to be kind of the tiebreaker on the Daniel Garcia thing. So Hind loves dancing Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Garcia had this big epic storyline between Danielson and Jericho, between sports entertainment and pure wrestling, where he showed off some of the most amazing matches with Bryan Danielson, that were out there. And I think it's a waste. I think
He's
Daniel Garcia is
not.
being
It
wasted
makes
right
the
now.
story even better. The day he's gonna go back to being a wrestler, it makes it even better. When you get him to become the best entertainer out there, and then you make him come back to being a wrestler because he is a great wrestler. I think the story is great. And the guy was a wrestler when he was great. He is a great wrestler, but he was one-dimensional.
But sometimes that window
Now,
passes itself.
With Jericho, as much as everybody shits on him, and including me, because I'm not that big of a fan of the guy, the fact that he was with him and he took him under his wing and he actually taught him the entertainment part, not the stuff, not the dancing, but like being a well-rounded wrestler, that is going to make him a star.
It will.
What do you think, Malcolm?
I think Hin's right, to be honest.
No, you're turning on me.
No, because it's going to happen. He will come back to being the wrestler, but he would have gained.
I don't know.
He's better talking. The guy could not talk. You remember his first promos?
Yeah.
They were terrible. I felt bad. Like I had
Cringe.
No, not cringe, but it was like
Secondhand embarrassment.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
It was.
I did not catch Payback yet, actually, so I do apologize on me. So I did plan to watch it, before this video, but I
watched it. Great show. Really, really good show.
I heard that Becky
and Statlander.
Statlander, right on.
Becky
Wow, what a surprise!
I wish Trish Stratus match was absolutely insane.
And it's amazing when you think like Trish Stratus came in like just to be a manager, and she was like she was not a wrestler, and she wanted to be trained in wrestling so that she could actually do things in the ring, and she became so good. Yeah. What a success story when it came to her.
It's the same with AJ Styles, though, isn't it? He never wanted to be a wrestler, and then he went with some friends and became one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
The other great match was the tag team match. Kevin Owens and Sammy. No, Kevin Owens and Sammy versus the Judgment Day, and Judgment Day got the belt now. So now
they've all got the belts now. Ended with.
I know that picture was beautiful. Yeah. Now that actually they had a banger of a pay-per-view.
My better have some massive wrestling fans, you guys can tell.
I can tell. She puts you to shame.
No, she knows her stuff, man. And here's the thing: she didn't watch wrestling before me, but when she got into it, man, she really, really kind of like got into the wrestling. Impact was the first show she ever watched.
Yeah.
And not like good Impact. I mean, Impact, the Hogan era. She started during the Hogan era of Impact. I'm not even joking. The very first Impact against the one before actually.
Anyway, that's enough for me.
Rollins versus Nakamura a lot, just not the finish. Who won?
Rollins.
Oh, for crying out loud.
He needs time off. He's so injured.
Yes, I know. Like, I don't know if Nakamura just doesn't care. Like, sometimes it seems like he doesn't. But he used to be such a good wrestler. Like, Malcolm Nakamura used to be so good.
I preferred Nakamura in Japan, to be honest.
Oh, I think everybody does. I don't think anybody is going to say, "Well, Nakamura in like WWF, that's prime era Nakamura."
No, that match was actually really good,
and he had like such a good opening, and like
the opening now. Like,
this is so nice. Manga. I want to say this. Gino said, "I hope I find my own Hin someday." The Jets were on the movies, 80s hair metal, Scooby Dooby Doo. Did you know, Gino? I'll tell you this: she's the biggest Scooby Doo fan in the world. Yes. We have 2 sets of the Scooby-Doo plastic van, Where You Van, as well as the Blu-ray set with the haunted house as well.
And a lot of the movies.
Oh my God.
The $5 bin Walmart.
Yeah. We used to dive in the $5 bin Walmart all the time, like looking for Scooby-Doo movies.
Yes. And you will.
You will. It'll come up. Look, like we met each other later in life. You never know what's around that next corner, so always be excited by that next corner. You can always tell I'm talking wrestling when my better half's around because she tends to show up. Malcolm just ran off. I think Malcolm he saw something in the background, or CM Punk came to his door to beat him up because he didn't like see him talking about CM Punk. CM Punk's like, Malcolm's talking about me.
I just went to put the light on and shut the windows.
Was CM Punk? No, tell the truth. No, did CM Punk just come to your house to assault you because you were talking bad about
He did, and I finally hid the body.
it?
And Scooby Doo is amazing. I love Scooby Doo. My wife hates Scooby Doo.
Are you? Oh, that's
There's the reason, though.
Did Scooby Doo for hating Scooby Doo?
She just hates it. She hates Scooby Doo with a passion.
Well, here's the thing. See, I love the Flintstones, right? My better half hates the Flintstones. Can't stand them. She'll watch the Jetsons, which is the Flintstones in space. It's the
Yes.
same damn thing. But she just doesn't like the Flintstones. I bought her the Jetson set for Christmas actually a couple years ago.
Oh,
I had to
nice.
buy myself the Flintstones. I have all the seasons. Are you a Hanna-Barbera fan? That's just a question for you, Malcolm.
Yes, always have been.
What's your favorite?
Wacky Races.
You're going to get along with Henry. That's hers. Wacky Races. Wacky Races end.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. We Wacky Races. I used to love the Laugh Olympics. Just picked
What
up a
about
silly
the
wow.
Charlie Chan show with the 10 kids? Remember that
Oh,
one?
the Chan Clan.
Yeah.
The only Charlie Chan show that actually, by the way, actually had an Asian actor in the role of Charlie Chan.
Mm.
Nice. Silly Symphonies 16 LP, all 75 Disney soundtracks sealed.
Ooh.
That is amazing. Congratulations, Alvin.
We do have it.
Oh, we're just talking about the LPs. You're
Oh,
talking.
yeah, please.
You're talking about Disney Treasures. I want to do a video upcoming where I actually go over the Disney Treasures
Yeah,
because
would people be interested in Disney treasures?
we're
Yeah.
definitely doing the Asian Detective video. I need you both in for that one if you want to be into it, Malcolm.
Yep. I can be in that.
I just don't know exactly when, but it will be in the very near future. It's just getting everything together where things have been totally crazy recently, and Malcolm knows all about that.
Yes.
We gotta. I'm gonna let you talk for a second because I need a drink. I
All
have
right.
to get some Coke. Malcolm's going to entertain you. He's going to tap dance and talk wrestling at the same time. He's going to say how much he loves CM Punk and what his favorite.
No,
CM Punk.
I'm going to say how much of a rhubarb he is. So, has anybody got any questions? If you ask them quick enough, I'll be able to answer them. I'll do some music while you do it. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Come on, ask questions. I shall show you something. Get anything new in the mail recently, Malcolm? Well, you know what? I went shopping today, Gino, and I picked up some books. And one of them, I believe, is out of print over in there. Well, they're graphic novel books, obviously, because I have a real thing about them. And I'll show one right now. And that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. Look at that. Woo. Yeah. Let's see some artwork. Make sure there's nothing bad in it. Look at that artwork. So nice. You know. So I wanted to get that because I saw that I can't get anywhere over it anymore. And I don't like importing these kind of things because they seem to get damaged from Amazon because they put them in silly mailers. So, yeah, I picked that up. I'll show you some other things. Let me get that out of the way. So, I'm a big Fist of the North Star fan when it comes to the games and some of the anime. But I've never... What's that? Oh, not this again. This was the same thing that happened that last time.
I think the same person.
Same.
No, actually, everything's there in the Patreon. But to kind of slowly, yeah, there's a whole lot of videos that on the Patreon, live, podcast, and all the other stuff. You just gotta just check it out. We're doing a live one later on today, but
Yep.
we're not live, but we're doing pre-tape one later on today.
Yeah, pre-tape. It's going to be up. So I'll show, because Gino asked, I'll show what I got today. And I can get out of the way then.
Let's see it.
All right. So if we finish with the comic part first, I picked up Superman Wonder Woman, the new 52. This is volume 1. So I picked that up. I picked up volume 2. For some reason, there's not an omnibus of this. Volume 3. So I just need to get 4 and 5 now.
I think I have them upstairs somewhere, actually.
And I picked up the first omnibus from Dynamite of Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword.
That is nice.
And I pre-ordered that omnibus coming out with Red Sonja and Conan because it was cheap on Amazon than it was anywhere else.
Oh, wow.
So I also picked these up, which I was really excited about because I didn't know they actually existed in this form, which shows you, how much I've not really read manga in years. And that is Fist of the North Star Volume 1.
Oh, wow. I used to have that, actually.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is great. That's a good one.
I can't believe it's like 13 volumes at a minute released like this. Fist of the North Star Volume 2. Looks beautiful. Then I also picked up, I was a bit annoyed by this. I picked up A Girl on the Shore, right? Now, normally when you see the back, it says $29.95.
Yeah.
Right? It means it's going to be like 22 quid. When I got charged for it, it was £32.
How come?
I don't know. I was like, why does that cost so much? Then I picked these ones up, which are more from the back. They're more mature, but there's no, there's nothing on the covers that are gonna thingy. So we've got volume 1, which is Callan Generic Romance, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Then volume 2 and 3. So I picked them up. Then I picked up. Don't worry, guys, I'm almost done. Right. Then I picked Sinnoh Alice Volume 1, which is supposed to be like a horror story kind of manga. Then I got Volume 2. Then last but not least, I picked up Drip Drip.
That is creepy.
It's very creepy. It's basically about a woman who, whenever she sees something she considers dirty, like perverse or something like that, she gets a nosebleed around guys, right? And she's trying to learn to love herself. It's supposed to be actually quite a really good story about someone who learns to love themselves in the end and finds possibly, something special. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I do like these one-shots because, it's all in the one book. Some of these mangas I've been looking at have like 18 bloody volumes. Oh, and I did
stuff like that.
another one. And I did get another one. What was it called?
Well, I wouldn't suggest getting into One Piece then, man.
One Piece. Oh, talk about that. I've got some of those Blu-rays today.
Oh, look here. Question from Sean. Anyone into buying CGC slabs for comics? Which is a good question, actually. Have you ever bought or would you ever buy a CGC slab?
Is that when they're graded?
Yeah, like a graded, like put into outside.
No,
I think if it was a comic that I really, really liked, of a character I really liked, I wouldn't mind having like something like kind of to put up, put up in front of like the.
Oh, here we go. It's so fake.
You got to put it up.
If the person's watching this, I want you to know that it's obvious what you're doing, and it's boring. Really boring. I mean, Like, if you're going to do things, do something different. Don't do the same old rubbish. Shows lack of intelligence. You know, but I probably would for something I really, really loved if it was artwork related and it was cheap, right?
Yeah.
But if it's something like in the comic store today, I looked in, they had a copy of Call of Duty, I think it was Black Ops 3 comic, for £280. All right.
Black Ops 3.
Yeah. And I was like, why is this £280 in this graded condition? And then you got something like a old, Batman comic that's like £80. And you're like, why wouldn't you want the £80 Batman comic? But I'm not one of those people that wants to put them like that and have them that way for ridiculous amounts of money. I'd rather buy a whole omnibus or a whole graphic novel than buy one of those graded ones and then not be able to open it.
I think I would buy one down there, like if it was like one. I'd more like to buy like. I go to conventions sometimes. I don't so much anymore. But when I did, I used to like getting art, like from like art. Sometimes just prints from some of the artists. Like I got a couple of Neil Adams on my wall, like a Tarzan.
But that makes sense, though, because you want it on the wall. But I'm saying, as a collector, let's say, actually collecting.
Yeah, like I'm not speculating
like
that, so I wouldn't buy it for that reason. Like I know some people buy it because they want to have them too, like and not for speculation reasons. But it's just not. It's not a me thing. Like for me, I like reading stuff. It gets a bit dog-eared sometimes, but
Well, one of the reasons I don't pick up comics anymore, individual comics, is because I just find it a bit tedious reading 28 pages and then having to wait a month.
It's hard. I mean, like that's why manga's doing so well, because you don't pick up like a 28-page manga. No, you pick up like you just showed it there.
I tell you, comics have got so expensive. I was in a comic store, and some of the comics there were like £5.80.
Has some key Amazing Spider-Mans in fair condition that I want to upgrade.
That's awesome. No, if you want to upgrade them, that's awesome. If you want to upgrade them,
especially with some said that.
I think if it's something you want to do, that's what you should do. I mean, I think I'll be honest with you, if I had comics from, let's say, 40 years ago, and I thought they were mint or in really good condition, I probably would, just because I'd go, okay, someone will probably buy this, in a time of need, But since I don't have any comics like that, I'd rather just do the graphic novels and mangas myself. Plus, I like looking at them on the shelf more.
I used to have I collected in the 90s, so I had like when Image started doing it, I had like the whole like Image run, like the original Spawns and stuff like that. I so wish I had those now, man. Those I would have got graded because I kept them in like mint condition. Because those were the days when you bagged and boarded everything, right?
Yeah.
Like you literally went to the store and you bought your comics and you bagged and boarded. Hey, Jason, welcome, man. Ginger Snap says impressive. It's amazingly impressive. We're looking at that. I'm excited to see that come out. We got that. So much. There's so much coming out this year. We have a
this
wealth.
Has been a really good year, I think, for media. I mean, it's probably been one of the better years for me, definitely.
And bad for pocketbooks.
Yeah.
Bad for our bank accounts, but good for media. Because every time, like, and I swear to God, like they do it on purpose now. So all of a sudden, it's like, I'm like, oh wow, they're putting the Hellraiser movies on 4K, the first 4. This is definitely the best release of the year. Like, and then some other companies like, hold my beer. I gotta talk to I gotta announce a release that makes it no longer the best. Okay, here we go.
What's up?
I was speaking to my dad.
Hey. Video store box set. More coming this month.
Oh, that's good because I was worried about that one.
Psycho's out this month.
I know that you've got it. and that eventually, you know, want to break into your house and steal all your stuff.
Hey, you can't.
Well, no, oops, did I say that out loud? Damn.
Jose in the house.
Hey, welcome, Jose. Showed up yesterday when we're talking to
Yep.
talking to Jason, which was an amazing video. Check it out, guys, if you haven't seen it. It was a lot of fun,
It was.
and working on getting I'm making connections. We're trying to get Master Chaos stuff over the Culture Shock way. We're trying to get like movies out there. We're trying to get elves out. You know, whatever we can do.
Wow.
8,000. That would be amazing. It's more people than's ever watched the video.
There'd definitely be over 8,000 watchers if that was actually true statistics.
Oh my God, yeah. I would totally love that. He just sent me the photo. He is not joking either. I gotta I'll just put that right here. 8,300 likes.
What?
Well, you know the good thing about this though? Like, let's come on. So algorithm, like don't realize this because this will shoot my channel up a bit. Because it's the likes
Is
that
it on
count
this
now.
video?
On this video. This
'Cause
one we're
when
doing.
Because when I refresh, it says 12.
Yeah, I know. But for apparently it glitched. And
Hey,
for,
hopefully that glitch stays there. That'd be awesome.
Culture Shock will be joining the Cult of Cinema soon. Definitely.
Ooh.
We are very excited about that, actually. That is something I'm very excited to talk about, and I'm keeping zipped until then. I can only say what Jason says, but there we go.
Oh, we got some big stuff coming.
We do have some big stuff coming. That is going to be exciting.
It's gonna be really good.
We are going to do today. Let's mention our what we're doing on Patreon today. We're pre-taping a video, and I think hopefully I was up with insomnia. This is why Malcolm is used to like this starting a lot of our conversations now when we're going to make a video. I'd be like, "Hey, Malcolm, I had insomnia last night, and I thought of an idea for a video." And then Malcolm gets scared. What I'm going to say next? So I was a big fan of like Playboy magazine, and I went to school for journalism. And one of the things we were taught was to read Playboy's interviews section, but we're ignoring that totally because what it's going to be is it's a game show. I'm getting my dad in. I'm getting Malcolm in. Hopefully, get my dad in. The fingers crossed. And I'm going to be showing them different Playboy covers from different eras, from different decades. They have to pick their top 3 from every month, and there's 13 months, which you'll know why when you see the video.
Yep.
And we are going to decide what the sexiest Playboy decade is. From the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. We don't have the earlier ones, not for this one, but I want to do a follow-up. So that was the way to do it.
Well, all I want to say about Playboy is I used to get really annoyed with them because there they were in my hands, right? And I'd be like, I want to look at the articles, right? I want to look at the articles. But the pages kept sticking together randomly.
For no reason at all.
For no reason at the time. And then sometimes I go back and I'm like, oh no, where to read that interview? Right? And I still don't know how it happened.
It's a mystery. It's one of those unsolvable mysteries, Malcolm.
Yeah. My hands went from clean to sticky, like glue.
I would say, Liz, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be 100% surprised by some of the coverage you're going to see. So, guys, because we're not just looking at the inside. Don't worry. Don't get I'm out of your mind there. Looking at the covers, and you're going to have to pick your choices on covers alone.
Ooh.
Are you excited for that?
I'm very excited. Who else is excited? Who's going to join us when they
be excited? It is a Patreon exclusive, obviously, but it's starting of some new stuff. This was initially going to be, by the way, guys, a Patreon podcast. We're going to do this as a podcast initially. So why don't we just do a regular video, kind of get there? get things talking. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. So this is the type of stuff that you sometimes see in podcast format when we get a little bit more over the talking about a lot of different things like we did here today.
Yeah.
With that being said, it's that time, Malcolm. We've been here for an hour and a half. I think we've stayed our welcome. And I need to keep you because we have something to tape.
Yes, we
And
do.
I don't want to get your better half.
We're taping a Playboy Playhouse tape, and we're
It
going
is
to
going to
sell
be
it.
incredible.
We're going to sell it to Culture Shock, and they're going to put it on disc, and they're going to interview me, right? And they're going to ask me, well, how did you become the greatest Playboy of all time? And I'm going to say, I just am.
He's going to say, I'm not, but Aaron is.
Oh!
Well, with that being said, thank you so much, Malcolm. Thank you, Jason, for coming in last night. Thank you, Jose, Master Chaos. If you're not watching this stuff, you got to be watching this stuff. He's got a new movie coming out with Michelle freaking Bauer in it. Make sure you're checking that out.
And she's looking
there's a whole
fine.
bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah, she's still looking fine. And I am super, super jealous. We're having Culture Shock in here, fingers crossed, soon as we can, whenever they're ready for it. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon. And for those that are on the Patreon, probably about tomorrow sometime, you're going to see a new video up there where we do our play-by-cover quiz.
Ooh, yeah.
Game show edition.
Take care, guys.